Happy full moon. Happy Monday. It's not gonna be Monday when you watch this because I'm filming this at like 10 p.m. But happy Monday. I hope your week is off to a really good start. I hope your life is amazing whenever you're watching. It's a full moon in Aquarius today. I pulled some cards and I feel like we got some good messages. I feel like I'm gonna have a lot to say about it. And then also it's almost Virgo season and the music oracle deck I have, like the videos I've been making with those, there are a lot of Virgo people in there. So I think that one will be juicy. And I love the energy of like Virgo season. Like I haven't been in school for a few years, but like just, just the energy of like going back to school and buying your little planner and like getting your life organized. Like I feel that setting in for me already and I like it. Like I need some stability or I needed some. And yeah. So I used the Shaman Oracle deck and the Sex Magic Tarot and my affirmation deck. So I'm just gonna talk about these in whatever way I feel called to. And yeah, that's what we're gonna do. I took my nails off, so I'm gonna be insecure about that, even though my hands look fine. They just look a little bit short. But I'm gonna do new nails soon, I think. Okay, so first card we got. If I see you can't pick things up when you have nails, and I almost couldn't pick this up without them. So like what even? Okay. So this one is bells or deflection. And so like I said, this is a full moon in Aquarius. And I think that that is gonna be like I'm an Aquarius. So I'm an Aquarius Sun, Mercury, Neptune and Uranus, I think, but I think those are like, generational planets. Like everyone around my age would be those, but not the Sun and Mercury. And I'm a very honest person. Like I just like it's always been in my nature, like to just tell it like it is. And like obviously I try to be tactful about it. Like I never really want to like go out of my way to hurt someone's feelings. Well, is that true? Not necessarily, because I'm also a Scorpio moon and Scorpio Mars, so I'm kind of mean sometimes. But um I don't know. We're just very honest people, right? And I just feel like the energy of this moon, it's like the deflection. So it's deflection is paired with bells. So it's like bells are noisy, they catch your attention, right? So it's like bringing your attention, like you can't ignore the areas you've been deflecting from your purpose and stuff, It's like the universe is like getting really loud about what it wants you to be doing. And so it's important to pay attention. Um, but it requires strength, in order to like admit and face those parts of yourself and be like, okay, like this is where I'm not showing up for myself. I was watching a really good video um the other day. I sent it to my mom too. There's a creator on here. I think his name is like Matthew Hussey. He makes like relationship and dating content mostly, but a lot of what he says, it's very applicable to like other areas of your life. And he was just talking about how like he's a very like intentional type person, like with all the healing that he's done, and he's very quickly able to like cut things out of his life if he sees that he's not um gaining anything from it. And he was talking about how like he didn't have Instagram on his phone or whatever. And like that's what I've been doing too. And he's like, I feel like there's like having Instagram on my phone like doesn't serve me. Like I don't get a lot from that. And I'm like, you know what? That's how I felt too. So it's just like synchronicities and stuff like that. When you see them, like just notice them. And that can be the universe like affirming to you, like, okay, yes, you're on the right path. Like that's a good move for you. Like if it feels aligned, keep doing it. And so in order to have strength, you need, can I pick up this card? This is so embarrassing. You need truth, which this is like plant medicine. So I think that that's just kind of reminding us that it's like healing doesn't necessarily have to come through like, a lot of people that start to feel sad and they'll be like, oh, let me like call up my doctor and like get on an antidepressant or whatever. When like obviously there are benefits to medication. I myself take medication for like bipolar and ADHD, but um there's also so many like natural things that you can do to empower yourself and like feel better just like in your everyday existence because it's like you're taking care of your body, you're being intentional, like you're doing more than just like going through the motions. Like you're a soul. You're not just like a body, you know? And I think that like being in your truth, like acknowledging that, then that puts you in Queen of Pentacles energy. So that if you see it on this card, it's like she doesn't really need anyone. It's like he needs her more than whatever. So it's like you're not dependent on anyone. You feel very secure. And yeah, like because it's hard when it's like maybe you feel like you always need to ask people for help or like, even if it's not like a financial sort of thing, like if you're always needing validation from other people and stuff, it's like being in your truth means that the only person you need validation from is like you and God, and you are God. So, duh. Okay. And then, so once you're living in truth, then you get to go on a new journey and you have to use your imagination. Obviously, it's just kind of saying like, it's like the fool type energy. Like you can imagine your life to be anything you want it to be, but you just need to like trust that you're worthy and that you deserve it. And then as long as you're staying in truth and facing things as they come up, like past karma or just like random situations and triggers and whatever, as long as you're staying in your truth and staying in your integrity, then it's like you're just on a journey and things become less of like a, oh my God, like you're not so much of a victim and you're more like excited. Like you're like, okay, like I'm pushing my rock up my hill, as I always fucking say. Like I love this. And so the card that goes with this is the Four of Wands. And obviously, they're feeling quite adventurous. I need to Google what the Four of Wands means. Stand by, people. It's loading, I think. Yes. Okay, so celebration, joy, harmony, relaxation, homecoming. So it's kind of like coming back to yourself. So maybe this new journey that you're imagining for yourself because you're now living, like you're coming from a place of truth and like um integrity. It's like, yeah, you you're living out your soul's true purpose, and that does feel like coming back home to yourself. It's so funny, like me, for example, like I have studied like astrology and stuff since I was probably like 12 years old, and I would always kind of like come back to it, or something that I'm like very naturally like gifted at, and like I pick it up really really easily. um but it was like, a lot of other people would like laugh at me or be like, oh, like that's not real, or like blah blah blah, just like try to invalidate you. And then so I would always just kind of wander away from it. And like those points in my life when I just like wasn't in alignment with like, keeping up, I don't do it obsessively with like reading my horoscope every day or like seeing all the time what the stars are doing, but I'm just like in the know. I'm aware of the energy around me and I know how it affects me and stuff. And then that makes me feel empowered. Right. And so now it's kind of like I just know that that's part of my purpose because I've always come back to it. So allow yourself to come home to yourself. Like revisit old hobbies and stuff and just like whatever you feel called to do it. Like for me, it's just like little things. Like I'll like freaking like color, I'll try new recipes. It's like really like just creating, like doing anything, like moving my body, like cleaning my room, just like forward momentum. Like if you do one thing, even if it's not the thing that you need to do, if you just take action in some area, then you just kind of get propelled forward and you're like, okay, I can keep going because I did this one thing and I know what I'm capable of. And then it's like the more you show up for yourself, the more you see that and the easier it is to not self-abandon. You have to hold yourself accountable. And so also what this journey is going to lead us toward is like the thing we're all seeking, which is freedom, especially in this weird, fucked up, crazy world right now. Like nobody knows what's going on. Um, but in order to get to this freedom, the tower has to fall. I fucking love this card. It's my favorite tarot card ever. But remember that like after the tower comes a star, right? And star is like new excitement. So it's like the new earth. We're building a new earth. And like I said in one of my last videos. So get with it or freaking dissipate, bitch. Yeah, so that's really all there is to say there. But we can't have this freedom um unless we establish our firm foundation. So this one is like, yeah, staff foundations. I think we got this card in the last video too. So but once you secure your foundations, then you have this freedom, then that gives you the world. And then when you're the world, you're this girl. You're laying here, you're being admired, you are the muse. You are. It's like you, oh my God. I feel this at the tip of my fingertips. You know what I mean? I feel like it's like I'm on one side of the wall and it's on the other, and I just need to like, I need to just do exactly what these tarot cards said. Um, and all the advice I just gave you. And then I will find my freedom. I'll be on my journey. I just like, so I have these other cards and I feel like these are kind of important messages too. So this one says, I cannot create in the experience of another. And so for me, that was just like I was talking about like deleting Instagram and stuff, because I was just kind of getting to a point where I was like, oh, I see all these people around me like living life in certain ways and my life isn't matching theirs. And it's like, I'm not really connecting with any of these people, they're like, it's just, so I can't create, if I'm always living in another's experience, if I'm always like, if I wake up in the morning, the first thing I do is open an app and see what 20 other people are doing with their lives. You know, it's like it's okay to be selfish with your time. It's okay to be intentional with like what you're doing. And Aquarius energy, it's almost kind of like I feel like we really understand like the point of like the more I do for myself as an individual, the stronger the collective gets. Like we see the bigger picture of what's happening for humanity, you know? And that's why sometimes I think we come off as like cold and aloof, but it's like with me, it's like if I'm not, if my cup isn't full, I have nothing to give you. I have to fill up mine, and I hope you're filling up yours. And then we can go pour into each other because we're both full, you know what I mean? Um, so then when you know that you can't create in the experience of another, you can focus more specifically on what it is that you want. You know, it's like that becomes more clear to you because now I'm not like opening Instagram and seeing like, oh my God, this person's having a baby, this person is getting engaged, this person is going on a vacation here, this person just bought this, whatever. It's like I'm not so influenced by like my peer group. I'm just kind of like, okay, what does Haley want? What do I want for breakfast? Like, what do I want to do today? You know, like those things are more important to me than like what other people are doing. Not that I don't care about those people, like obviously, like I'm not, it's all still love, but like I'm just I'm locked in. That's where I'm at. Um, and so this is just confirmation, okay? So this one says every morning for 30 days I will intentionally intend. And I have been thinking a lot lately about let's say there's like that thing that some people do, like fitness junkies, they do like the 75 hard, I think it's called. And I don't think personally, like the way that that is structured, like I don't think I would be capable of doing it. But I do think that like if I like a goal I've had for myself lately is like, okay, make your own version of that, you know? And even if it's just like some of the things, like, so I think some of them are like read 10 pages of a nonfiction book, which like I do most days, any days. Anyways, and like I think I could do the two workouts thing. Like I don't like the idea of following a diet because if I'm like restricting like what I eat and stuff, you know, I'm more likely to like have a fucking eating disorder again. So it's like I wouldn't want to do that and whatever, but there are, you know, just like specific certain things I would like to do. Like I'd like to create a program for myself as if I was going back to school and it's like, okay, this is your schedule. Like you wake up, you do this, you do that, whatever. And like working more at my job and stuff has kind of allowed me to do that. Like I've been like I'm like structured but unstructured. You know, it's like I get all my work done. Um, but I just kind of do whatever I want whenever I want. Like if I want to take a break in the middle of the day to like go work out, I can do that, which is nice. But yeah, so it's just kind of, I think this is just saying like for 30 days, like if there's like a habit you're looking to quit or just something you want to like change about your life, like try doing it every day for 30 days and just see what happens. Or even if not, just like quitting a certain thing for 30 days is just like waking up every day for 30 days and maybe setting like an intention, even if you start with one goal a day. And then if you can, maybe let's say you start with one goal and you're like, okay, this is like the goal I have to accomplish. And then you have like a few more things that are optional. And then as you start showing up for yourself and doing that one goal every day, then it's like maybe halfway through the 30 days, you'll be doing two goals and stuff. And then it's just, you're like, you're really committed to yourself. You're really locked in. That's what I want to be. And then that is how you learn to prioritize your intentions. So just affirm to yourself, I can learn to prioritize my intentions. Um, and the back of this card says, it is important for you to identify which intentions you most want to fulfill because as you prioritize, you give your singular attention to what is most important. And as you give that your singular attention, by the law of attraction, you attract power unto that attention that is most important to you. So this just reminded me of a video that I saw of like Lana Del Rey talking. And I feel like I might have talked about this in another video or on Instagram. I don't know. But she's talking about how she read this book about it was like some sort of like financial book. And the guy was saying that, like, let's say you have like a really big dream to like open your own cake shop or something, right? But then secretly, like, you're scared of failure and whatever. So then you're all like, you're holding on to this like other option and you're still kind of pursuing this other option. You don't want to give your all to like the cake shop. But then it's like, she said that until you would cut your ties, you know, like to that other option and fully go towards like what your heart is telling you, like your passion or whatever, um, then you know, it's like you're never gonna get that thing. But like that's how you get it. That's how you find success. Is it like you just like run with what you know your calling is? Because like you when you know, you know. If you have any sort of connection to your intuition, when you know, you know. Um, And that's all I have to say. That's what this reading's going to be called. When you know, you know. Okay. I hope this helps. I think it's Virgo season soon, probably. So I'll be back with more more words then, maybe sooner.